So let the person who has an idea get a full hearing. We have plenty of time to analyze it and do the post-mortem whether it worked or not. So leadership, it is more by their example they set. People down the rank follow. So how does the leader? So at FedEx, you could walk into any senior officer and say, what if I was looking at this? And if Fred is busy in the elevator, he would say, Madan, why don't you call June and set up some time to talk about it? So, in fact, most of the meetings we had all around the company was what ifs. Fred's what if, or Tom Oliver, who was head of international. So I think, it's like anything else, it starts how the management is, and then you have to, if you are a manager, so at least you can start at your own level. So guys, we're gonna, every idea is great. It just maybe in 6 months it will work. We just need to.
For the wonderful talk, I'm Pawan Saini. My question is, India with this vast population, meaning there are multiple dots and multiple seeds, why are they not fructifying? What is your take on that as compared to your experience in the US?
About India?
Yeah.
Well, that I said I think some interview I was doing, I said we are not any smarter, than you. I mean, any of, whether it is Suresh or the guys at Facebook, it's just the environment which allows the leadership in the environment. So these are the same guys, half of them from IIT who went to US and there, and India is certainly doing well. But to me, there is a lot of untapped potential, India has. And why it is not, it's just two things. It is leadership and the environment. Like, so I spent half hour with Ajit Premji before the talk, and he walked me through, where he's trying to take Wipro. And he says, Madan, we started as a cost arbitrage, we can give you cheaper IT. But he says, now I want to move up into the value chain. So FedEx, you are coming to India, just tell us what's your strategy, and I want to give you complete strategic business solution. So I said, well, the key is, you're going to have to, who is going to come up with the solution? Your guys at every level. So as we were walking out of his office, everybody stands up like this. So then I had a post-lunch with him after the talk. I talked to his team for a couple hours, and I said, Ajit, our Indian culture, we put, certainly respect is good and hierarchical, and we don't want to speak. But I said, then you have to, you have to go, you have to walk into person's cubicle and sit down and say, you are working on this client, what could you be doing differently? So people would say, is he really serious? Or he went to some workshop by Madan, and after a few days he can go away, like flavor of the month, quality management or whatever. So innovation, everybody, as I said, I have more requests than I can entertain on this trip. So I just do about 2 in a town in 3 days. So people are, want to, at least the CEOs I talk to, there. So I think it is, and I don't blame, all senior management. I think at individual level also they could take initiative. If somebody walked into Krishnan's office and said, I was thinking, what if you look at it this way? I don't think he would throw him out.
Well, no question.
Dr. Shah, Biotech Laboratories. Have you got any information on the innovation side in basic science education?
Science,
do you know anything about it?
Science education?
Yes, science education in schools and colleges. Now, what happens, there are so many professors have done research, have a doctorate, but no innovation. No improvement in technology of teaching. No improvement in equipment that is being bought. And this is a pity that we are still lagging far behind in science and technology.
Well, I'll defer this question to my friend Shashi Thakur. He is an educator, PhD from US. In fact, we were talking last night at his house.
Okay.
So let's hear some thoughts, Shashi.
I'll give you just one example. Because since I moved back home, I approach most of the institutions. They don't entertain anything new that will disturb their regular timetable or regular syllabus or anything. And I think, yeah, you're right. I'm encouraging most of the professors, because since I came here, I looked into even agriculture marketing because my specialization was international marketing. You know, I traveled through my Rotary projects in rural area, and I found that there is a need to educate those illiterate ladies. Those they take the all the produce on their head, go to the corner, and they sell it. So I wrote a research paper and presented in Baramati, and I think it was very well even appreciated by even Sharad Pawar. Because what happened, you know, that you're right, because they get complacent when they get their job, their paycheck. And as Madan has pointed out, that you have to create an environment, and I think that's what we failed. And there is a lethargy on the part of the teachers, I noticed that. The second one, I got interested in HR. So I wrote another paper last year. I presented on national level. There also I got an award. But what there is the lack of understanding of the social foundations. And that's what we lack. And I think, you know, and half of my life I spent in United States, and I learned a whole lot. North America, South America, even from the European countries. Here you're right. Education here is a business. Period.
I being right, it is important that some stimulus is granted or given to those who are educated in institutions.
True, true. I think the brief answer, Doctor, is contained in what he said, that we have to create the environment. The environment is right. I think there's creativity in all of us. Yes, you please, yes.
Yes, in fact, it's a good thing coming immediately after him because right here in Pune, my name is Sharda Dubey, I work for Vishwakarma Publications, and right here in Pune, we have somebody who is trying very hard to change this environment and change the thinking of children from school upwards towards science, towards technology, you know, and he's trying to stimulate their curiosity. It's at Ayuka, and it's Arvind Gupta. He's very famous, and he really teaches children to think differently. So I think we need more such individuals. That's just an observation on what happened before. But what I want to say is, thank you so much for this talk. It was wonderful because it introduced us to the, you know, the unleashing potential of just those two words, what if. And I suddenly realized that when we were learning about screenwriting, you know, the way to write a film story, actually the premise, the first line, which is supposed to be the one-line description of your film, is the most important. And that is supposed to always begin with a what if. Like, you know, supposing you start with what if a bank robber takes a woman hostage in a robbery and then falls in love with her. And then your whole film will be about that. So basically everything about your film is supposed to be fitted into that what if. And you're supposed to toy with many, many what ifs before you become, you know, a good screenwriter. So it's
Excellent. Thank you. Very nice. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Julian, and I've been following FedEx in North America as well as out here also. So one question that I have is vis-a-vis brand FedEx. In 2000, you all moved away from being a house of brands to a branded house, as far as consolidating businesses are concerned. So how has that helped you as far as, you know, being ahead of your nearest competitor like UPS and things like that?
Make sure I understand. Moved away from?
You moved away from being a house of brands, where, you know, you had acquired, I think, Kinko's in 2004 and all that. So these were all individual brand properties that you had. And then you moved it all to a house of brands, which is typically, you know, FedEx.
Office, FedEx Ground, FedEx Freight.
Yeah. So how has that helped you vis-a-vis your overall...
Right. So I think, see, we did not buy Kinko's was a copying, you know, business, and the reason FedEx bought Kinko's was, the reason we acquired Kinko's was more for front office sort of presence, you know, in different sections of the city, and the purpose was that, you know, pick off and drop off point and there. So Kinko's generated, you know, printing and there, that, you know, we are not into making 10 cents copies. So the